Hey everybody, Bonehead from the Bonehead Podcast, and welcome to Top 5 Friday. So every Friday we get together and we have a look at the top 5, something to do with Blood Bowl. Now we've got a really good one for you this week, and this was suggested by a viewer, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember who it was, but they said actually a great top 5 would be great top 5 teams in a box. So Games Workshop do a ton of plastic teams available for Blood Bowl now. What do they do? 21 teams basically? Yeah, around about 20, 21 teams. So you can go and buy a team box. Now there's a lot of teams out there where optimal builds, you need 2 boxes, or you need to go hunt down a bunch of other pieces. Yes, Goblin teams, I'm looking at you here. Unsurprisingly guys, Goblins are not going to feature in our top 5 here because you have to buy a box of Goblins, then you have to buy 2 Trolls, then you have to buy 2 packets of secret weapons. It's just brutal. But there are teams in Blood Bowl that take just one team box to play, and to play a good build of. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So I put out a post on all of our channels and got a ton of responses, so thank you very much for that. I've totaled up the scores, so what we're going to do is go through my top 5 and then we'll compare it to what you guys think and see just how wrong I am. Number 5 for me is the Black Orc team. So you can go and pick up the Black Orc team now, and it will come with this here. You get 6 Goblins and 6 Black Orcs, okay? So I had a look at some of the roster builds, and this is how I did it for my teams. I went through basically the top teams, went through all the team boxes, and had a look at the best builds you could do with just one box. Now, there's a couple that suit this slot very well, and the Black Orc team is almost perfect. So Black Orcs fit that gap where actually they have a troll and they have a troll missing. But you don't need the troll. And there are 2 main builds when it comes to Black Orcs. One is the no troll 3 reroll build, which is this one here. The other one is the troll 6 Black Orcs and 2 rerolls, and you just have to hope you roll well. Now they are very close. I think the troll 6 is a better build overall. I think you're going to have a little bit more fun when it comes to smashing things with Black Orcs. But if you want a new team, if you want to pick up a team, if you've got someone coming into Blood Bowl, if you're starting a league, this roster is going to be great fun, okay? You don't have the negatrait of the big guy, you don't have the strength of the big guy, but you still have all 12 players and 3 rerolls with all 6 of your blockers, okay? Straight off the bat, that's a ton of strength anyway, and you've got a bench, and you've got those 3 rerolls. Where's my list here? Yeah, 663. So I like this. I think for one box you get a really good team. Now, alright, it's a bit cheating I guess because it comes with a starter set and it comes with the troll, but if you just pick up the team box you will get plenty you can play with, and because of the way League kind of runs, you're going to be able to play with that box for 4 or 5 games as you save up for that troll. And at that point you will have to track down a troll to boost your team up a bit, but if you're going to be playing TV 1000 matches, this is going to give you a great experience for Black Orcs, and in one box, it's good fun. Number 4 for me is the Lizardmen team. Now this is a tough one, and it's almost really good. So lizards in this edition, they got more expensive. They got better, okay? The chameleon skinks are now some of the most fun players in the game. Really love it. Lizards love a Croxagore. They love having skinks. This box set, you get 6 of those sauruses, 4 skinks, and 2 chameleons. But the team is so blooming expensive, but what you do get in this box is actually a really good build to start League. But you get a ton of different positionals as well. So you don't have the Crocs, but what you can run is 6 sauruses, 4 skinks, and 1 chameleon with 2 rerolls. Right, it's an expensive team. Now, I don't think there's any way you can juggle it around to be different, but Lizards I think deserve to be in those top 5. 1, because it's gorgeous, alright, it's a great fun team, but 2, you get those 3 different positionals, you get to run the chameleon skink, and this will do you for a couple of games, and it is a very competitive list. Yes, I know you're running 2 rerolls with a team that has got no sure hands and no block. It is going to be tough, but you do get Lizardmen, okay? You get the Lizardman team. Yeah, you're going to hunt down a Croxagore at some point, but if your starting roster is just 6 sauruses and some skinks, it's going to be just fine. So I like the Lizardmen here. They and the Black Orcs are actually really close. Like Black Orcs are going to be more consistent, but they have less of the top edge of Lizardmen. Lizardmen have got a better ceiling. Okay, those movement 8 guys are fantastic, and the Sauruses are just invincible. But at the same time, they don't have Brawler, and they will have 1 less reroll. It's a really tough one, but for me, Lizardmen, number 4, 1 box teams. Number 3, Undead. Okay, so this is the point at which we start cooking on gas. So the Undead box set comes with, what, 14 players. You get a bunch of zombletons, okay, skeletons and zombies. I think you get, what, 4 skellies, 4 zombies? That is plenty for your roster. Now, the really great thing about this box is that you probably won't need another one for a little while, okay? Yes, it only comes with 2 ghouls, and at some point you are going to need to buy more ghouls to be good to go. But for the first 3, 4, 5 games of a league, you are going to have absolutely plenty of everything. Because you get both those mummies right away. You get both those wights right away. It comes with 2 ghouls, and you can get 2 ghouls right away. And I think you can afford all those with 5 zombletons as well, and 3 rerolls. 2, 2, 2, 5, 3, yeah. Which is a recommended build. I think that is the best build available for League when it comes to Undead. Okay, you get all your punch immediately, you get 3 rerolls to be consistent, and you get a massive variety. So if you're looking to pick up a Blood Bowl team with 1 box ready to go, and you can just go and play it right now, Undead definitely deserves to be in the top 5. You get those mummies immediately, the wights, you get 2 ghouls. The only kind of difference you can have is if you bought a second box and had those extra ghouls, you could flex to have more ghouls. But actually, 2 mummies, 2 wights, 2 ghouls is the correct way to start with Undead. That is the optimal build, I think. I think that's just absolutely peak. It comes in 1 box. Eventually, as your league goes on, you are going to need to pick up some more ghouls. And I guess this is a kind of thing with all these teams, that you come with a limited pool of players. Okay, at some point you are going to want to add more, whether it's a big guy or more key positionals. But the fact is, with Undead, with this 1 box, you start off with exactly what you want in 1 go. Number 2, it's dwarves. So man, we're seeing a lot of dwarves recently, and this box is perfect. Okay, I know that they're dwarves, but if you are willing to pick up 1 box and run 1 team, you get a ton of value out of this. Okay, so we're going to ignore the fact that dwarves have a playstyle that is very akin to being a blue-black mage. Actually, that's not fair. It's just a blue mage in Magic. Okay, this is the Nope team out there. And that is okay, because you get 2 core key builds here with dwarves. You're missing the Death Roller, but man, their Death Roller got nerfed in this edition. It's really sad, so wouldn't worry about that. It's a cool piece, but you're never going to run it. With this roster, you get 2 choices. You get 11 dwarves either way. Okay, you can take 11 dwarves with 3 rerolls, but only 1 Slayer, or you can take 11 dwarves with 2 rerolls and both your Slayers. Those are the top 2 builds. That is option A and option B available for dwarves straight out of the box. Now, if you take the 1 Slayer build, your next purchase is going to be Slayer number 2. It's already there in this box. If you take the double Slayer build, your next purchase in League is going to be reroll number 2, which is what, 120k now? That's going to take you 3-4 games. Then at that point, actually, as a dwarf coach, all you want to do is add extra alignment, and down the road you can do that if you want to. So the dwarf box, if you're looking for a team in a box that gives you multiple build options, multiple good build options, in fact when it comes to dwarves it's basically the only 2 build options, this is going to be the one for you. Now, there are plenty of good dwarf teams out there, but I mean, for 20 something pounds you get all your options, and thing is with dwarves, they are actually highly competitive as well. And number 1 for me, it's the Necromantic box. Okay, so let's start off at the top. You get all your positionals here. I think you can take up to 4 ghouls in the full roster, but you get 2 of your wraiths, you get 2 of your golems, that's all your golems, that's all your wraiths, and you get up to 2 werewolves, which is everything of your werewolves. Do you get 4 golems? 4 ghouls. No, you get 2 ghouls. So you actually get every positional you can ever take in this box. And it comes along with, what, 6 zombies as well? Now, that gives you a ton of flexibility when it comes to building a Necromantic roster. I think I had a look at the Necromantic team's builds before. Yeah, I've just put down, actually builds lots of different builds. So if you have a look at the Necromantic starting rosters, there's just an absolute flipping ton of them. And they are so flexible. So no golems, 3 rerolls, 5 wraiths, 2 werewolves, 2 ghouls, 5 zombies. You know, I don't think there's a build out there that you would be wanting to take that you couldn't take, that you could fit into a million. No wraiths, 3 rerolls is the only one you can't fit in there. 1 werewolf, 2 golems, 2 ghouls, 7 zombies, 3 rerolls. You don't have enough zombies. That's the only point at which it fails. But actually, you get a great mix of your positionals. Okay, 2 wraiths, 2 werewolves, 2 ghouls, 5 zombies, 1000. So whatever you want to take, you are going to have to leave one of your positionals out, basically. You're going to have to leave a couple of players of this box out, which means that you can then go and buy them, alright? So any roster that you have that is okay with 6 zombies, which is almost all of the main Necromantic style rosters, you're good to go. And your next purchase for this team, if you start with those 3 rerolls, is going to be the missing positionals. Okay, so if you go with the no golem build, your first buy is going to be a golem. If you go with no werewolves, your first buy is going to be a werewolf, and that's going to take you a few games. So the Necromantic team, if you've got enough zombies, which you should have, although it's actually quite easy to find another player to be a zombie if you need to, but straight out of the box you've got the team, and this team comes with 3 or 4 really good builds for Necromantic, and your expansion, your next purchases are right there in the box. Now, on top of that, it's an absolutely gorgeous kit, and it's really great fun to paint. Less fun to build when it comes to the stupid scarecrow zombie and those bloomin' ghosts that don't fit together quite right. If you take away my aggravation at that, the kit is fantastic. It's full of theme, it's full of style, and it's full of options. So we've done my top 5. Let's have a look at your viewer vote top 5. So basically, when we do these, we ask you to give us your top 5. Your number 1 gets 5 points, your number 2 gets 4 points, etc. We chuck it into the spreadsheet. So we had a ton of responses this week, which was awesome. Something in the 60s, I think. Anyway, let's have a look. So your number 5 was Chaos Chosen. Now, Chaos very nearly fit in this roster here. They were my tied 6th spot with Ogres, actually. So Chaos is a great team box. Okay, you get all your Beastmen and you get your 4 Chaos Warriors. It is a really good build, and when you take that, you then level up at some point and pick up your big guy. The reason it didn't quite make the cut is because it's a little, I don't want to say bland, but if you're going to be picking up one box, the most exciting thing about Chaos is the fact that you can have a choice of those 3 big guys. Okay, I'm going to take the Troll build, I'm going to take the Minotaur build. Okay, that's such an important part of Chaos. Now, you do not need it, but if you're going to be picking up one box for one go, okay, with the view of picking up a big guy in the future, Chaos, Lizards, and Black Orcs are really similar. And I went with Black Orcs because I think they've got more skills, they've got more kind of an interesting play element. They've got different elements to it. They've got stunties, they've got chunkies. Alright, it does a lot of stuff. Anyway, Chaos Chosen, great pick there. Your number 4 was Lizardmen. Yeah, completely agree with that. It's a team, it's got stunties, it's got the chunkies, it's got a good build. It is expensive, okay? The team is expensive to run, but there's not really a good build. I think maybe if you want to take 3 rerolls, you've got to drop down to 4 Sauruses. I think we just have to accept that these days in League with Lizards, it's going to be a skinny first wig. And you know what? I'm okay with that because the Lizards are pretty good. Your number 3 was Black Orcs as well. Yep. I mean, I agree with that. Stunties, chunkies, Black Orcs are fun. You've got some great skills in there. The kit's fantastic. And one box gets you basically everything you need to do. Alright, you need to add a Troll, but you need to add a Croxigor to Lizards, and you need to add a big guy to Chaos Chosen. Your number 2 was Necromantic. Really popular. I mean, it was my top 1. It was my top 1 for a reason. It's just got all the positionals. It's got all the positionals. All you need to do is find some stuff to be zombies, and your team will be infinite forever, which is just awesome. The kit's great. The team is so fun and challenging, and you've got lots of different ways to play it, and I think that's why it makes such a good box. Now, your guys number 1 with a whopping, 140 points, Dwarves. I mean, Dwarves have got 2 options for the best builds, and they're both in the box ready to go. You've got everything. You've got your 12 players for, so you get to pick up your next player. You're good to go, and it does what it says. It is immediately competitive. Now, if you look at your top 5 and my top 5, Lizards, Black Orcs, Necro, Dwarves, and they're competitive. Lizards, Necro, Dwarves, and Undead are immediately competitive. All right, Black Orcs are a tier 2 team, and having that troll makes them bashier, which kind of plays into what they want to do more. But they are gonna brawl. Like, they are gonna be able to put up a good front and have a good fight, and I love it. Anyway, guys, that is a great top 5. I was pretty close with mine, which I'm actually really happy with, which means I think we've all agreed that there is a ton of great teams out there with one box, but they get even better when you find a big guy. And obviously, you know me, I love the big guys in Blood Bowl, probably a little bit too much, but they are the most fun part. That and throwing teammate, I guess. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.